If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put I and you together. See, that pickup line is... Hey everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Catalin. Welcome to my English learning channel. Today we have a very interesting video that will help you learn some new words you might not have heard before. Today we are going to look at 8 words in English that don't have a translation in other languages. These words will help you express some very unique ideas and feelings that might be hard to speak about in other languages. So let's jump on into the video. The first word is flabbergasted. This funny sounding word has the meaning of shocked or surprised, but it also means that you're so shocked that you can barely speak. For example, you might say, "I was flabbergasted when I found out I had won the lottery," or "She was flabbergasted by the expensive gift that he bought for her." Another very funny sounding word is gobbledygook. We use the word gobbledygook to describe what someone says or something that is written down. If you call something gobbledygook, you're calling it nonsense. It doesn't make any sense, especially because it uses too many overly complicated words and fancy jargon. For example, my car had a problem, and so I took it to the mechanic. He tried to tell me what the issue was, but it was all gobbledygook to me. He was using words like crankshaft and gasket, and I just couldn't understand. It sounded like nonsense to me. Word number 3 is facepalm. Facepalm can be used as a noun, verb, or interjection. Used as a noun, facepalm is the name of the action of putting your palm to your face. That is a pretty well-known gesture, and it can express disappointment, frustration, embarrassment, and exasperation. Using it in a sentence, I could say, "When I saw what he was wearing, I just had to facepalm." Our next word is cheesy. The word cheesy can be used as an adjective in many different ways. The first way is to say that something is like cheese. It tastes or smells like cheese. The pizza is very cheesy, or bechamel sauce is a cheesy sauce. This meaning of cheesy is the simplest, and maybe there is a translation for this meaning in your own language, but there might not be a translation of the other meanings of cheesy. One of the other meanings of the word cheesy is that something is unoriginal and it lacks style. It's almost bad and embarrassing, but in a way that's sort of funny. Like a cheesy horror movie, or a cheesy pickup line like this one. If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put I and you together. See, that pickup line is not original. I just took it off the internet. And it's also a bit embarrassing and bad, but it's almost so bad that it's funny. You'd call that a cheesy pickup line. Cheesy can also mean that something is overly emotional or overly romantic, like a cheesy romance novel, or that cheesy love poem that you wrote to your crush when you were at school. And the final meaning of cheesy is something that is cheap, tacky, or fake. Like a cheesy smile is one that is wide, but it's really fake. There are lots of different ways that we can use the word cheesy. The next word that we have is much nicer. It is serendipity. Doesn't it just sound nice? I think serendipity might actually be one of my favorite English words. Serendipity is a noun, and it means the situation of something good happening just by chance. It especially means that you find something good that you weren't even looking for. For example, It was a stroke of serendipity that I found $100 while I was walking down the street. You can also use this word as an adjective and say that something is serendipitous. For example, if you're at the coffee shop and your friend just happens to walk in that you haven't seen for a really long time, you could say, "How serendipitous meeting you here." That means you weren't planning on meeting your friend, it's just good luck that it happened. The next word that has no translation is quirky. This word means that something has eccentric or unusual traits. You'd use it to describe something that's a bit weird or a bit odd, however not in a bad way, in a way that makes it unique and interesting. For example, you could say, "She has a quirky sense of style." That means that she wears clothes that's a bit weird, she doesn't follow trends, but she still dresses nice, she still looks good. You could also say, "He has some quirky ideas." This means that he has ideas that aren't like everybody else. He has unique and interesting ideas. Number 7 is baloney. You might know baloney as the lunch meat that comes in the large sausage. But do you know the other meaning of the word baloney in English? If you call something baloney, you're calling it foolish nonsense, a ridiculous lie. If someone says something really silly to you, you can say, "That's a bunch of baloney." And finally, number 8, our last word for today, is also funnily a type of meat, spam. You might know this type of spam, which is canned meat. But did you know that English also has another meaning for the word spam? Spam is any type of unwanted digital communication, where the sender is often trying to get you to give them money. So they're those calls with the robots on the other end telling you that you're evading taxes and need to pay a fine. Or emails from Nigerian princes just waiting for you to come in and collect your inheritance. There are spam calls, spam texts, and spam emails. There are lots of different types of spam, just make sure that you don't fall for their tricks. And that's all that I have for you guys in today's video. If you do think that you have a good translation of any of these words in your language, please let me know. I'm very interested. But if you did enjoy this video and you learnt some new interesting English words today, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my video lessons. Don't forget, you can also follow me or contact me on my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye!